Hello everyone, welcome to my spiritual sanctuary. My name is Sandra. Welcome in everyone. I am going to kind of explain the full translation of the I-Ching, the Tao Te Ching hexagram, and it's 48. If you have listened to my video from Feng Shui Friday, where I went over the flying star energies, at the end I picked a I-Ching card, 48, the well, okay? So just kind of catching you up. So the well, 48. And as promised, I'm here to do your full translation for what exactly does it mean, okay? So we can go into the full description of the well. And this is for the week ahead, okay? Every time I pull a card on Friday, it'll go from Friday till next Friday. So this is kind of the wisdom that wanted to come through for your week ahead. I hope it's helpful for you. The well definitely has a lot of meaning for us. And on this Sunday evening, I'm all about expounding on spiritual truths. So let's see what the guidance is here, okay? So I'm going to put my glasses on, and it's a village can be changed and the people can move away, but a well remains the same. When water is drawn, the bucket, it is must be, let's see, the bucket or jar must be raised from the bottom in such a way that it does not hit against the sides of the well. Otherwise, it may break and the goal will not be achieved. Okay, so let me read it one more time. A village can be changed and the people can move away, but a well remains the same. When water is drawn, the bucket or jar must be raised from the bottom in such a way that it does not hit against the sides of the well. Otherwise, it may break and the goal will not be achieved, okay? So that's the guidance for this week. Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, let's go into more translation about that. So in this hexagram, water is above, wind or wood is below. The lower hexagram, when interpreted as wind, is like air pressure forcing underground water to the surface. As it surfaces, it becomes a fountain for all to enjoy. This kind of water is fresh, it's flowing, contrast to the water at a pond, which is still and stagnant. So when the lower trigram is interpreted as wood, it becomes a bucket that draws water from the ground. Thus, the image of a well is formed. The wood can also represent a tree, bringing underground water up into its branches and its leaves. In ancient China, community was comprised of 8 families who shared a central plot of land which contained a well for everyone's use. Thus, the character for a well is Jing. Okay. As the surrounding community changes, the well remains constant and stable. The well is not concerned with gain or loss. Its function is to provide sustenance for all. An important aspect of this hexagram is the quality of the container and the method in which one draws water from the well. A spiritual student who follows the correct approach with a teacher achieves spiritual growth and leaves the way open for other students to follow. One who abuses the well or the teacher hinders that which can serve everyone. The mind is like a well. Its ideal state is one of clarity and quietude amidst the activities of daily life. Though the environment and those who come to the well change, the well remains constant. So the message of this hexagram is to follow the example of the well by being peaceful and resourceful. So the well of the inner cultivation remains the same no matter where you are, no matter who's around you. Your inner truth must be like a well, peaceful and resourceful. The image of the well can also represent different levels of our being. The water at the bottom of the well is muddy, like a mind that is stirred by passion and desire. The rest of the water in the well can be compared to potential mental clarity. At this level, particles that cloud the water have settled. Likewise, the particles of one's mind can also settle, allowing the mind to become stable and clean, thus returning to its original state. The top part of the well from the water to the rim symbolizes one's spirit. The rails that surround a well are like the discipline that is needed to guide the mind. The well's openness, usefulness, and resourcefulness are characteristic of an unspoiled mind, and these attributes are the source of public virtue and unselfishness. One's self-development becomes like a well when one offers one's service to others. On the highest level, individuality is replaced with public service. However, just as there are people who are resourceful and draw from the well, there are those who dirty the water. One must keep the well and the mind in good condition and beware of those who abuse or soil it. So, be careful who you surround yourself with, okay? We want to keep the mind clear and we want to keep it clean. We want to keep it, replacing it with the highest level of individuality so that we can be of good public service to others. And, of course, there's people out there that are not, let's face it, in high integrity and honesty. And those people want to muddy the waters of our well. We have to watch out for those people, places, and things that would interfere with our innermost resourcefulness and peacefulness, right? So, some people dig only 3 to 5 feet for water, and upon striking rock, dig another hole and then another. With such shallow efforts, water is never reached. An ancient proverb says that it is better to dig one well deep enough to reach water than to dig 9 shallow wells, which provide nothing. One must be willing to work through difficulties in order to reach water. Of course, knowing whether there is water or not is important. On another level, beyond the issues of commitment and perseverance, this hexagram deals with the spiritual achievement of an individual. Knowing where to dig requires a deeper knowledge. Those who rush about digging here and there never allow themselves enough time to sense where the water is. Intuition is the result of self-development. Thus, one who is developed depends upon his intuitive and spiritual achievement to lead him to water, instead of wasting a lot of energy searching for it in many different places, directions, people, okay? In studying the individual lines of this hexagram, each level of one's being can be analyzed through the metaphor of the well. As the lines move from the bottom to the top, the water becomes increasingly clear and useful. So, I think that speaks a lot to our cultivation, and, perseverance is the key to looking for that inner cultivation that comes from going within our well, our deep well of resourcefulness and peacefulness. The well is our inner cultivation, and it holds the key to clarity and self-development, and it becomes, it becomes a part of us. It never changes. It doesn't matter what place we're in, if we travel to unknown locations, or we move, or we're with a new group of people, or we are with family or friends. That inner well is what you take with you and what really makes you your authentic self within yourself. And so keep persevering to find that water within yourself to nourish every limb and branch of your body, okay? In yoga, we have the 8 limbs, and I kind of can feel that this comes from the water within, flowing within all the 8 limbs of our yogic practice as well. So continue to cultivate yourself inside in the well, and be careful just who you surround yourself with, and be careful the kind of food that you're feeding to yourself inside, and you'll be fine. So peaceful and resourceful is the name of the game this week, okay? So try to maintain your peace, because we do have the Scorpio full moon coming up, and it's, can create emotional turbulence, as I said on Friday, because it is water. So peacefulness and resourcefulness are the 2 key words for the week ahead. And I am just going to leave that with you in Hexagram 48, which is the well. And feel free to go ahead and look up anything that you want. This book just happens to be the one that I use. As I have explained to you, it's the Book of Changes and the Unchanging Truth. But you can use whatever book that you find on the I-Ching. And also, you can go online and look up this hexagram and see what other information that you might find that speaks to you in a way that can help you through this week ahead, okay? So I'm just going to leave you with that, my friends. I wish you a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you next Friday for Feng Shui Friday. Until we meet again, stay in the love, stay in the light. Namaste.